workers' safety even more tight, because even though some places well, mostly most places sex work is illegal, um, but I feel that the internet does blur that line, and that's why sex trafficking that is online is um pretty big, and that's why they've cut down on websites such as Craigslist, the personal pages, and the back page. So those things have been cut out. Um, so they are but breaking down those rings and stuff like that. But they definitely, like, recently something did. I just saw something that was it Big Disneyland? It was somewhere where there was some big names, not big names, but people who worked in big companies that were. But I feel like this is something every year. There's something bigger like this coming out. It's like there's people who work for this company or child porn, or there's always something. And thankfully we do have the. I'm clapping, but you can't hear me. That we do have the resources where our government is, busting down, and the FBI and all those other um, company, not companies, departments, agencies that are being aware of these things that are happening online and making sure to bust down those people and put them in jail and what have you. Um, so there are resources online. There is government resources. There are local nonprofits. There's many, many, many nonprofits. Like, if you search for nonprofits, there's very many nonprofits out there um, that talk about this, on what you can do to help. And one major thing that I hold dear to my heart are the natives that are getting taken and getting put into sex trafficking, because here we are in Arizona, and that is something that is very big. All the women and children are disappearing, and the only place that we can really think of that they're going is into these trafficking rings, and that is something that needs to be stopped. And there's a lot of nonprofits that can give you that information, and you can donate to or put your time into to help out with those things. Um, I believe in at least once a month putting in some uh, time to donate your time more than your money sometimes, is because you get to interact with people. Now, I know that because of the pandemic, the past few years, we're going into the year 3. Um, it's been harder to do service learning, not service learning, that's what I'm doing at school, um, to do some volunteering, because a lot of companies, a lot of nonprofits aren't doing it face to face. They're slowly coming out of that, because in the beginning of the year, I was looking for places to do it, and like, it was really hard to find anything. But I think they're starting to open up now, because it's not over. The COVID's never going to be gone, but it is. Um, I don't even want to touch that, but things are starting to open up for us to be able to volunteer safely. So if you're able to volunteer just a little bit of time every month, that would be awesome. I plan on doing it. I'm actually doing some service learning, which is volunteering. And unfortunately, it is only over the internet, because things happened, and I'm okay with that. And I'm volunteering my time for a nonprofit that is in Mexico, but it isn't for sex trafficking. It's actually for learning and kids and teachers for international teaching and learning stuff. I'm not going to get into it because I'm on something different here. I'm reeling myself in. I would just like to give myself a clap on that. I'm reeling myself in. But in conclusion, I just wanted to finish up here. That this episode was not to be to scare you or anything like that, and I don't think I touched anything that would like make you scared, but I just want you to be aware about it, because it is happening, but you don't really pay attention. I feel like we stay in our little bubbles, and a lot of the time, if it doesn't affect you, you're not going to see that. I had a conversation with a friend the other night, because we were discussing, um, things, like that are happening in like Texas and Florida and, other states, and she didn't know what they meant. And I said, because you don't know what it means or what they are about, is because it's not affecting you. So you have to be aware, because what if these things do eventually affect you? And, you just have to be aware of things. I had a teacher in high school. Was it high school? It was a while ago. It might have been high school, that said, if you're not reading the newspaper daily, or just at least looking up on modern day events, current events, you're not checking them out, then you need to start, because these things eventually do affect you. So that's just what I want you guys to put in your head, that, just check in once a week if you can, just to check in and look into, um, current events to see what's going on. And I know that there's major things going on, which, every episode I'm saying we're not going to discuss what's going on, because this podcast is, most of the time, I'm just trying to make you not aware of the major things. I just want to be entertainment for you. That was the point of me starting this podcast, was to be entertainment and just to touch on some things. Just as in the last episode was the Johnny Depp and, Amber Heard, um, thing that's going on right now. So, I want to thank you for tuning in to Roosevelt Rebel. I know this is something different, a lot more, serious, in a wide world thing, and not just in our little bubble of entertainment. And, I do thank you for tuning in and listening. I hope I didn't lose you, and, um, I hope that I was informative for you. And if you have any more questions, go ahead and reach me. I know that I kind of jumped around a little bit, because I did have the interview set up and was ready to talk to her, but things fell through. But I am informative, and I know sometimes I jump around, and that's why it doesn't. Sometimes I feel like I just have so much I want to tell you guys, but I can't get it all out at once. And I only do like 30 to 45 minutes and stuff. But I do appreciate you listening, all my listeners all over the world. I thank you for tuning in to Roosevelt Rebel. Check me out on the interwebs, on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, at underscore, rebel underscore riot underscore, or OG underscore TR Beltran, or Tisa Beltran. Check me out on all of those. Look for me, find me, and tell me what you thought about this episode, because, I would like to hear. If you would like me to go into a more political, I know that I do sometimes, but if you want to hear a little bit more of this, maybe once a month, or something like that, let me know. Next episode, we're going to have our, mental check-in, our health check-in, because we haven't done it in months, because I've been swamped with school and personal things. So we're going to do a mental check-in in a couple days, you guys. So please tune into that one. I do appreciate you. Check me out on the interwebs. My name is Tisa Rebel Beltran, and bye-bye.